campaign to do, I think it was called Indigenous Authenticity or something like that. It's a two-feather stamp.
Oh, yeah, the authentic Indigenous.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so they started that, and then right off the bat, I found out that they started dealing with a company that didn't pay all their royalties like they should. They weren't transparent to their artists, and they just did a lot of stuff that copied what we were doing, and just did a million different products with people's designs on it. Nobody knew, whether the artists were getting a good deal or not, and I never dealt with them because I'd already had an incident with the owner many years ago, and so did every other artist that I talked to. So they got that authenticity stamp just because they were donating a lot of gifts to different Aboriginal causes and events. And it shouldn't have been that way at all because they weren't respecting, and they were a gift company that didn't respect the traditions that authenticity is based on when it comes to marketing products.
And so authenticity, if you were to define it, what things would you look for?
Well, it's all about labeling, and if people know who the artist was that created it, that's the best reference point. And I know they most companies don't want to advertise their websites or anything, but it's so easy to just talk to your phone and you found an artist's website. So a lot of the artists that don't have websites or that they're not really good marketing people, it's sad that so many of them have been ripped off and that they're discouraged from it. And so I do spend a lot of time, educating them, and especially when I have my gallery, I would advise people on what wholesale is all about and why they're only getting 50% of the retail. And so it's all about labeling and showing that that the company respects who the artist is and where they came from.
So I guess when we did our audit of the 40 stores and we did the labeling, we looked at the labels. That was our first thing that we looked at. And like I said, we did quite a bit of follow-up after that. But we're still working on confirming a few stores. But right now it seems that of the 40 stores we visited, about 70 to 75% of the stores sell some inauthentic or only inauthentic items. In that we weren't able to confirm any relationship with an Indigenous artist in Vancouver. I'm just curious your thoughts on that.
For the ones that aren't labeled, well, is that what you mean?
Yeah, so about 75% of the tourist shops that we visited, it was very hard to track a label.
Yeah. Again, it depends on who owns those companies, and a lot of them are owned by Oriental overseas companies, and they are because they purchase those gift shops. They usually get their own stuff produced for them, and so most of my companies that I design for won't deal with them, but it's just again depends on that company and who owns it. If it's not a local-based company, then you're less likely to get somebody that respects where it came from. They're just copying and getting stuff out there for the purpose of having marketable products for the area. So it's just difficult to really say anything that other than the fact that, again, like I said before, if people want authenticity, then, buy the label. Buy by the label, don't buy by the price all the time. And
so
if it's produced in Canada, that's the other thing. Is it's really difficult to produce anything cheap in Canada unless, you deal with somebody like Panama, where we did a whole new line. I did a whole new line with Boma from Panama last year, and we were able to get everything to the point where it's half silver, half pewter, and keeping the jewelry competitive. Even the Chinese market, they can't compete with what we've done, and so it's nice to be able to look at the fact that it's technology that helped us to be competitive and keep it local. But if if we have stores that are respectful, they should have a sign that says we carry only authentic, royalty paid gift products. Makes a difference.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I really appreciate it. I just, before we say goodbye, I just wanted to confirm. So I have, again, like I spelled your name Billhelin. And so in terms of the type of artist that you are, how do you normally describe yourself, or how do you prefer to identify your work?
As far as my nation, from my parents, my father was Shinchean and my mother is Norwegian. So
okay.
I do speak proudly of my origins from my parents. So that's usually on all my products as well.
Okay, yeah, I see that on your, I think it's an older website, that you might have two websites, one that's purple background.
Yeah.
And then another one that has more about the books that you're writing now. Is that right?
Story journeys.
Okay. Okay, great. And where are you based right now?
Qualicum Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be Parksville. I've been up here for about 4 years.
Okay.
But I've had my studio in Qualicum Beach for, 15 years, and before that, another 20 years or something. But I've been, established my studios here right up in Qualicum Bay, it's called, North Qualicum.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the last question is something we ask everyone. What pronouns do you use?
What pronouns do I use?
Yeah, do you use he, him as your pronouns to identify yourself?
No, I don't know.
I'm
just an artist.
An artist, yeah. I'm guessing then it sounds like you prefer he or him.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, can I just also, the last thing is, can I confirm what email is best to reach you? I would like to share the story when it's up with you, and if I have any follow-up questions or anything.
Yeah, you can call me direct or just email me at billhelin@gmail.com.
Okay. And if I send you an email, do you think you might have some photos of yourself working in your shop that you might be able to share that we could publish on our site?
Sure.
Okay, great. Well, I'll send you a follow-up email and you'll have mine. And if you're able to share any photos that we can put on our website with the story, that'd be really helpful.
Okay. That's great. Well, I really appreciate the project you're working on, that you tracked me down to be a part of it. And I hope you have a great weekend.
You too. Thanks, Bill.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.